everyone's having a good weekend. Most of us get 3 days off, some don't. So, like I said, hopefully you're having a good one. So, I got another one of these videos. Anyways, saw this video. This person's all, see, this proves Japanese samurai did half sorting. Okay, they watched this video. Let me back up a bit, give you some context, okay? Say they watched this video. This person was given a story. I have watched the person's video, and I've actually read the story too myself. I'll try and put the link of the story in the description. Anyways, he said, oh, this proves that Japanese did half sorting, kind of like Europeans did, you know, like they would grab the blade and smack you. Okay. Well, no. Okay. In fact, the person telling the story never says that the person gripped the blade and then stabbed someone. Because what it is, the story is, this person he's walking at night outside the palace, and there's 3 guys, they confront him, he runs from them, right, in fear. And then he kills 2 of them, and the 3rd one, so he stabs, that's all it says, he stabs them, okay? Now, here's where a lot of people speculate that this story is even, one, if it is a real person, that the account may not be true, or 2, it's a fictitious story, because where this story comes from is a collection of fictitious stories in Japan during the Edo period, okay? So that right there in itself kind of discredits the story. All right. So this person adds that he grips the blade, like, I'll show you. The person's coming and he grips the blade like this, right? And he says, because they wore gloves. Where does that come from? Nowhere in the story did the guy say he was wearing gloves. Now, samurai will wear gloves for fashion and to protect from the elements, okay? But here's the thing. Their gloves were unlined and made of cotton. The reason being is because they wanted full, be able to feel fully when they're gripping their weapon or drawing a bow, okay? Any thicker is going to hinder that. It's just like if you wear thick work gloves and you handle a sword, it's going to feel a lot different than if you wear unlined gloves that are thin, you can really feel it. But he just throws that in there. Nowhere in the original story or the person giving the story says that. He just threw this bullshit in. But he says he grips it like this and goes, ugh, like that. Now, even with the sharpest of blades, you have somebody running full bore at you. When their body hits this, it's still going to push this arm back, which means if you're gripping this, it's going to make your hand slide down. Hence, probably cutting all your fingers off. And this is the stance he takes. Okay, this don't work. Because you're overextending your body. Is there stab moves in Japanese swordsmanship? Absolutely. I've watched a ton of them, and nowhere do they do that. Anywhere. The best way, like what we learn, when you draw the sword, take a good strong stance, and the blade's inverted, so it's like this. And then you stab. Because if the person is running and hits that blade, you can move your hand out of the way. Or if it keeps going back, you're still not going to get cut. Or you can stab them as it's coming back, wipe the blood off. Now granted, you don't want to wipe that on your uniform afterwards, but you can wipe the blood off with your hand. Or if you're wearing gloves, with your glove. So, yeah, not this stuff. I don't know where this person got this idea from. Because like I said, I watched the video, and I've read the story account, and he never says that. He just says he stabs him. So he could have had like this, stabbed this away. He could have stabbed this away, which would make more sense, because he got two hands on it. So if he comes back, you can still stable yourself. But doing this shit? No. I swear to God, if this person keeps making content, I'm going to have a ton of videos I can do. And I just like how he blatantly just adds shit to the story. And go, this is proof that they half sword. If I remember correctly, half swording is, yeah, in European. Not an expert. I'm just trying to remember. So if I'm wrong, just put it in the comments down below. You do grab the sword, but a lot of times it's like, sometimes like this to use the handle, or you can use it like this, like leverage. Okay? But they don't grip the blade like this. Okay? They grip the blade like this. They pinch it. Okay? So they pinch it where their fingers are. So it's not fully engulfed into the blade. Not like this. Okay, and like I said, not an expert in European or HEMA. So if I got that wrong, put it in the comments down below. Because grabbing your sword, yes, and I know this is bad because your oils will rust it. I clean it, don't worry. Grabbing your sword like that doesn't make any sense. Like I said, from what I've seen, you do this. This is what they're doing. Okay, they're not really gripping that blade. Because, yeah, I've also heard that double-edged European swords, sometimes the back edge won't be sharpened. It'll be dull. And then the side they're going to use to attack will be sharp. So if they wanted to block, they could block with the dull side and it didn't damage their edge. Again, if I got that wrong, put it in the comments down below. But I think it just depends on where you look up your information on that too. So, I mean, there's a bunch of manuscripts in European fighting, you know. The problem is it's not much detailed. So, but for someone to sit there and go, you grip the blade and then use it like a spear. No, and then, oh, to top this is another reason why people think this story isn't even real. Okay, he lived in the castle. He was like a consultant for the daisho. He wasn't a samurai, though. Okay, wasn't a samurai. Let's make that clear. And he's carrying a katana. We all know in the history books, the only people who are allowed to carry the katana, because it's supposed to be near the Edo period, we're not allowed to carry one, but the samurai. You could carry a wakizashi all you wanted, but you can't carry the uchi katana. That was illegal. Okay? So, this is another thing that people really believe it's not even a real story. Like I said, it's taken from a collection of fictional fairy tales, basically. So, that doesn't prove Japanese half sword. Like I said, all of them I've seen will do this. Okay? It's like taking the stance like this. This isn't half swording. This isn't even half swording. Because you're just stabbing and then bringing the blade back. But damn. I saw that and I was like, I gotta do a video on this. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Okay? And the person wasn't even an experienced swordsman. Let's make that clear in the story. Okay, so one, he's not experienced. In fact, in the story, the person feels like they were lucky that they killed all three. They were supposed to be bandits in the story. He killed all three. Okay? So one, he's not experienced swordsman. Two, he is not a samurai. So why is he carrying a katana? Okay? That's a big no-no in itself already. And three, yeah, if you're inexperienced, I mean, even if you're not experienced swordsman, you're not gonna do this. Okay? Now, I could see maybe if I can't even do it. This is so awkward. I mean, you can cut like that, but I really, if I'm gonna, this is so uncomfortable. I couldn't even control this. I mean, I can't get a comfortable way unless you do that. If I invert it, it's way more comfortable. I don't think anybody inexperienced is going to do that, though. Because that's sharp as hell. Why would you do that? I mean, even if you're scared shitless, you're not going to grab that blade. So, yeah. I don't get it. Like I said, in fact, this person did a video one time. Same person. No, I'm not going to give the name. Like always, I don't want anybody to go over there poking fun of them, whatever. Just leave them be. How samurai can wear two swords? Like I am right here. You know, got two on, got my walkie. Simple. It pushes out of the way. It's not like it's stationary. You know, like, I can just come here. Just pushes right out of the way. Now, granted, these are too long. This is the shortest I can find for order. Some companies do make them shorter. Because it should be about, like I said before, 6.5 to 7 inches long handle, that's it. So like a Tonto handle. It's supposed to be on these. So you figure if that thing is right here, your sword is right here, for me to grab it, there ain't nothing there. There's nothing there for it to interfere. So, yeah. It's like, and to lunge and throw your whole body out like this, because when you get hit, if you're like this, when he hits, it's going to slide this back and it's going to push you back. Whereas if you've taken a stance like this and you stab, if they hit, just your arm's going to move, not your whole body, because you're stabilizing yourself, for one, and you're not trying to grip it. You're just letting that slide off your hand. So, yeah, I watch this person from time to time. Not subscribe, but I'll come across my feed and I'll watch his movements. And oh, I could tell he's never, ever taken any form of swordsmanship. Even European. I've even taken European classes. So I can watch his body movement. And some of the stuff he just does, you could tell, one, some of it's not very stable. And then two, he's overreaching too much. These are all things you don't want to do. Like, and I'm not picking on anybody in the community. I see a lot of people have their katana like this, and then they go and they draw the sword. That's fine. I have no problem with that. It's my training from when I took fencing. We are taught to watch your opponent's body, watch their movements, watch their actions, watch what they do all the time. Because even if you're at a tournament, if you watch all the opponents you're going to come up against, you'll learn a lot from their body movement and how they draw their sword and everything else. So I do that instinctively now when I watch other people's cutting videos. I watch how they draw the sword, how they prepare to do a cut, how long it takes them, you know, the couple seconds for them to get in that mindset, whatever. Like I said, I'm not picking on anybody. It's the training comes back to you. If you've learned it extensively enough, even if you haven't done it for a long time, all that training will start coming back to you. So I just now instinctively, I watch people. I watch their body movements, I watch their language. In fact, how many of you do you see me in my videos, see me do a draw cut? You know, one, it's because I don't want to put my obi belt on, and two, so you don't know really specifically how exactly I'm going to draw my sword. So it's not keeping it a secret, it's just the training. You don't want to give anything away to your opponents. That's how I see it. Like I said, not picking on anybody, because I think everyone in the community is really good. Better than me, that's for damn sure. So, but this guy, another thing, I've never seen him cut. Never, ever, ever have I seen this guy cut jack diddly shit. So it's like, I always say, if you see people doing stuff like this, where they're literally just full on grabbing that blade, you really have to rethink that. You know, you really do, because that's, and just throw in, when it wasn't even in the story, oh yeah, they wore gloves. Well, what type of glove did they wear? Yeah, no, it doesn't even say what type. Just says they wore gloves. Yeah, they wore unlined cotton gloves. They're really thin. It's not like European gloves where they had, you know, a little bit thicker leather. But still, I mean, they have to be able to feel what they're doing. Even their stuff, it would cut into it. That's a sharp blade still. Most of the protection is on the back of the hand anyways, because you're gripping your weapon. So, like the shell clam. Always hear the shell clam gave the most protection. You know, but underneath, it was just leather. Nothing special about it. But your hand's engulfed in this ironclad. You know, so... like I said, this person keeps making videos. I can just keep making mine too. On just stupid shit like this. So... that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Enjoy the cutting video after this. And be safe out there. It's probably going to be a lot of people on the road. And have a fun weekend.